This is Matchi, a simple two-player game where your goal is to be the first player to get all 4 of your player markers into the center tile. Each Matchi set comes with 6 1 through 6 tiles and 1 7 through 12 tile. Setting the board up is easy. Place the 7 through 12 tile in the center and randomly place the other 6 tiles around that one in the center. You also have a dice pad tile. Place all of your dice onto that tile. You have 6 dice included in the box. Each player gets 4 player markers, gold or blue. Each turn starts by throwing 3 dice. You will get extra dice later in the game, but we'll talk about that later on. Using your dice, you can perform one of 3 actions. Place a player marker, move a player marker, or attack an opponent's player marker. Let's talk about placing a player marker. You can only place a player marker on the outer edge of the board. You can't place anything on the inside part of the board. Here's an example. We've got a 6 and we can place a player marker onto the 6. Here's a 3. We can place it onto the 3. And another 3, and we can place this one right here onto another 3. Let's talk about moving a player marker. You can move a player marker to an adjacent space using the number on one of your die. In this case, we're going to move to the 1. Here's another example. We're going to move this one over to the 4. And finally, we've got our last die, which is a 5. We're going to move that same marker again over to the 5. There is another way we can move our player markers. We can actually move from a number. Let's take a look at an example. We're on a 3 and we've rolled a 3. We can actually move to either the 4 or the 2 in this case. Another one, we've got this marker on a 6, we can move to the 1 or the 5. And here's one more. We've got a player marker on a 3, we're going to move them over to the 2. You can combine dice as long as they add up to exactly the number that you're going for. In this case, we're going to move to the 4, and we've got exactly 4 added up on our dice there. And we can do the same thing moving from a spot. We're on a 5, so we've added a 3 and a 2 to make 5, so we can move from the 5 to the 4. There is one exception to the moving from movement rule, and that's when you cross over into the center tile. If I tried to move here and use a 6 because I was on a 6, I'm not allowed to do that. I have to go with the larger number in the center tile. In this case, it's an 8. There we go. Now we've got a valid move. Finally, it's time to talk about attacking an opponent's player marker. Here, gold is attacking blue, and blue is on a 3. Basically, we just need to double up the movement. So we want to move to 3, we double it up, we successfully attack, and we give our opponent their piece back. Now we can do the same thing using the from rule. So gold is on a 2, so we can do a 2, and then we can double that up, and again, we successfully attack our opponent. We give that player marker back to the opponent and they can use it later on. Now, what if we mix those 2? Can we use a 2 and a 3? Yes, we can. So we can use both the 2 and from movement rule in order to double up that movement and attack an opponent's piece. Keep in mind, the same movement rules apply when attacking from outside to inside the center tile. In this case, we're on a 6, and if we wanted to use a 6 and then another 6 to attack into the center tile, we're not allowed to do that. What we're going to need to do is attack using the higher number. In this case, our opponent is on the 8, so we're going to need 2 sets of 8 in order to successfully attack from outside to inside the center tile. Here we go, 1 set of 8, another set of 8, and we successfully attack into the center tile. It should be noted that movement within the center tile, or from within the center tile to outside of the center tile, is not subject to any special rules. You can use the same movement rules within the tile, or when moving from the center tile to outside of the center tile. Players will get extra dice for every player marker that their opponent has in the center tile. This keeps things a little more even as you progress through the game. For example, if the gold player has 1 player marker in the center tile, the blue player is going to be able to throw 4 dice at the start of their next round. As soon as the player successfully gets all 4 of their player markers into the center tile, the game ends immediately and that player is declared the winner. Thank you for watching this How to Play Matchi video. I hope you enjoy playing Matchi as much as we do.